this is Sabina at Cross Keys Crafts with a little experiment and another video in my sort of 10-minute Lavinia Stamps video series for October. I have got a new journal, well, new to me. I was gifted that actually quite a while ago, and I showed that recently because I decided to follow the Lavinia Creative Challenge every month, and I decided to put them in this book. And when I thought about what to put on the front here on the cover, I came across a paper bag that my husband actually brought from the Lavinia shops a few weeks ago because he went without me. He just happened to be passing. Anyway, I thought this is way too pretty to either recycle, dispose of, hand it over to somebody else. So I thought I'm going to turn this into the cover. I've already cut it apart. I have actually kept the paper handles. I thought this peeled off really nicely from the back here, and I've just cut the other one out at the moment. I thought these might actually be nice when I create my own gift bags to reuse them again. So I'm setting those aside. So, and then I thought, I just want to put colour down really, and I thought about using my gel plate. But my gel plate, the one I have, is only in A5 size. And I thought I've got a slightly bigger piece here, so I will try and use, similar techniques that I would do on my gel plate, but just on a laminated sheet. This is an old poster here. So you want a non-porous surface. I could even use the tray I've got underneath, and all I want to do is really put colour down. So I thought putting some brown down. So I've got the vintage photo here just in the middle. I quite like the salvage patina together with the vintage photo, so I thought I'd just put that at the top, and then at the bottom I just picked the blue atoll. I thought that might go nicely with that. So, and we'll leave the picture here on the side so I know about where I put the colour. I really just want to put the colour down, use some water, and then do some sort of picking up of colour. Not so much smooshing, because I don't really want to go back into these areas, but I'll see what happens. And I find when I play like this, I get the best ideas. It's not always the best results, but it's enjoyable. And I only wanted to have a little play because this morning when I'm filming this will be posted a few weeks later, I actually have shown or have posted the video of my craft room declutter and tidy, and I should really take my own advice and do half an hour every day. And yeah, I really need to tidy here and corral some of my supplies if I want to craft sensibly. So if you haven't seen that yet, maybe check it out. I posted it as some motivation for decluttering, tidying for you and for myself, because I thought if I post it, then I hold myself accountable as well. So I think I've got enough ink here, so I'm just coming in now with my water bottle, and I just want to spritz here now. Obviously, if you want to recreate this, you don't need oxides or elements, you just need water reactive inks. So I'm not even sure whether it's too much. I actually quite like how this runs now, so maybe I'll come in with a brush and help that along a little bit, blend these in a little bit. So move that a little bit down if I don't want this to run too much. I don't want these colours to muddle too much, because I think they would just really be mucky then. So, and I can see through here where my house is, so where I want the brown, and I'm just placing this down and I'm picking up the colour. Obviously this is just paper, it's a thicker paper, but this will obviously bleed through. I'll have to leave it to dry thoroughly afterwards. And I will cut this panel down anyway. Also can peel these off a little bit more, but I might be cutting the paper down anyway there. So when I think I've got this, I can pick it up and see what happened. Yeah, can you see? I think this looks really cool already. This is where the blue ran up there, but I really like that. So I think I'm not doing anything else to that at the moment. I think I just leave this to dry for a moment because I don't want any colours to sort of mix. And then I think I just come in with some splatters. I'll have a think off camera whether I want colour or, you know, as in similar colours, or whether I just want some gold or silver splatters. So I'll have a little think off camera. My panel is dry now. This took about 40 minutes and I used the time wisely to tidy my craft room a little bit. And I decided to do two things: to come in with a stencil just to apply a little bit more interest, and then to come in with my gilding polish, but use that for splatters, mainly because I can't find my gold and silver splatters at the moment. So I decided to go for this stencil because it's one of the bigger ones and I can do this in one go rather than piecing the slimmer ones together. And I'm just coming in with the same colours that I have underneath, and I just want to do some light ink blending on the top. I don't want to go all over because I don't want to take away from the actual sort of, you know, ink smooshed background. So I think I will actually maybe start in the corner here, go a little over here, and then work my way down rather than covering the whole area. So starting with the salvage patina just here, and I'm only overlapping a little bit where I've got the vintage photo starting there. So if I'm not sure what it looks like, I can always lift it up, and I think I just fade it out a little bit here, but not too much. So I'm trying to shift the stencil. You can obviously stick it down if you want to. So then my vintage photo, just testing that's not too juicy. Again, I'm pressing it down, sort of basically continuing where I had the sort of direction there. I quite liked the white areas actually, especially around the bottom here, so I don't want to lose that completely. And if you think you haven't got enough colour, you probably have. It doesn't show that much up on the actual house, but you can see it here. So I might do a little bit in the corner here where it's very white. And the blue atoll, I believe, is very juicy. So I just need a little bit here. I'm not even sure how much I cut off the edge. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. I think I don't want any more. So it's just a little bit of interest rather than just having the ink smooshing. I think it's quite nice in the background. So for the gilding polish, you can use that with water and create a medium that you can then spritz. Tell you what, I just clearly put the brushes away. I think I said clearly there, I obviously meant quickly. So I've got my gilding polish here now, so I'm just using, well, for mixing ideally maybe use a different brush, but I will just go in here and I'm just putting some of it onto my little tile here. I'm spritzing some water in here as well, just to keep this, don't do that, just to keep this, can I say moist? So, and then I'm using some more water to turn that into some liquid paint. Because you want this really to be, well, spritzable, splashable. So I've got a few lumps in there. I'll try not to get them on my brush. I hope I'm not casting too much shade onto this here. So can you see now how soft that is? It's lovely. I probably don't even need that much. I'm just getting rid of the lumps there on my brush. I will add just a little bit more water. So, and I also quickly off camera got my spray box out, because the last thing I want is for the gilding polish to end up on my table. So, but one thing I want to do is I want to cover the center here of the house. So I'm just getting some scrap paper here on the side. I'll really just tear that a little bit. So, and I'm placing that on there. So, and then I'm just picking up my ink, and then I'm spritzing. I can already feel it going all over me. I should see my t-shirt. Hooray. And I've got it in my face. Never mind. And it's probably all over my phone. I've still got paint on there from a previous project. Well, as long as it's not on the lens, I think that'll be fine. So I'm leaving this to dry now. I will get some scrap paper out to do something with this, probably just some ink smooshing. So I'm just picking it up, and then I also will have a good clean. I hope the gilding polish comes out in the wash. So my panel has dried. Can you see the lovely sparkle on that? I really like that. I have cut it down now because the size that the paper was, this is 6.5 wide now, and I left it at 7 in height. I wasn't quite sure whether I wanted it square or whether I didn't mind it to be that high. I've also, this is the mop-up piece. Look at the shine there, so I will turn that into tags or bookmarks. That's handy to have. But I haven't quite decided yet what I want to do. I want to back this a little bit, just because I think it'll be easier to stick down on the front. And I'm not quite sure yet whether I want something like this is a more like an aqua color, like a matte mirror card, which works nicely with that salvage patina, or whether I want to go bold and have a little bit of a gold edge. Can you see? So I haven't decided that yet, and I think I'll leave it for now and maybe let you comment on it, which you think is better, or whether a completely different color. I do want to give it a frame, but as I said, at the moment I'm really undecided. So I'll wait for your comments, and then I will post it once I have decided, and it will be part of then my next challenge video, or maybe even the one for November. Yeah, if you like this quick crafting idea, please give me a thumbs up. I'm always happy to read any comments on my videos, and I'd be very happy if you subscribed and shared. And I'll see you again soon with another video.